The tangle to change your race. Girls love metaphor, and I love them back. Addicted to getting head. Call me the brainiac. Battle rap with words war like T-Had. I write dope, flow crack, my notepad need rehab. Fuck y'all CDs, I can't see these or touch these. Rhyme so chronic, my soul see the mercy.
Yeah.
Boo boo boo.
For the one time, allow me
To reintroduce myself. My name is Tone.
It's not. My name is not Home.
I said my name is Tone.
Really?
That's Tone.
Really? You just bite holes? That's how you feel?
Hey, it fits. Look, that bar is more than 8 years old. Therefore, it is legally able to be sampled in the hip hop community without any repercussions.
I'm not sure if that's true.
It's actually called paying homage when you do that. Or homage.
Yeah, I don't know.
Amish is a group of people that don't like electricity.
You been listening to Weird Al Yankovic?
Nah, bro. But I fucked with him, though. But, bro.
I feel like that's how you know you made it. I feel like that's how you know you made it in life when Weird Al calls you, be like, hey, man, I'm trying to sample your song.
Facts. Big facts. You have not made it if Weird Al doesn't sample your shit. That's why I never understood why Coolio was so offended when Weird Al made Amish Paradise. Like, dog, that's the dopeness, dude. Nigga, you ain't been big since Gangsta Paradise.
In my personal opinion, Coolio got like 2 hits.
Gangsta Paradise and Fantastic Voyage.
Facts.
That's
big. It's sad that you knew exactly what song I was
because dog. Okay.
Like it wasn't no mystery to it. It's like them 2. That's it.
Alright, so the funny thing is, like, lately, you know, with Tone Deaf Radio going 24/7, starting on last Sunday, I've been really digging in my crates. So I've been like, okay, I definitely got maybe like 6 or 7 folders of music that I can play every day that would definitely give us a minimum of 8 hours of continuous music with no problem. So I've been like, cool, I'm good to go. So one day I was like, you know what, dog, I'm going to just do an old school day. Just throw back all these old school songs. And I'm sitting here listening to them, and I'm like, damn, it's some shit in here from like 85, 86. I'm like, most niggas listen to the station ain't gonna know who the fuck this is, ain't gonna know what this is. This is some old ass music. So it's like, all right, let me speed up. So then I got a G-Funk mix. All right, so 3 hours of nothing but G-Funk music from the West Coast. You know,
Regulators.
And the funny part is that's the song it start with too. And then I'm like, dog, I'm sitting here listening to all these songs I ain't never heard before, and then like Fantastic Voyage come on. It's like, oh, this is my shit. Especially since I've been listening to like the songs that everybody sample, right? I was like, what else did this nigga do?
Wow.
Like, what else did
Nothing.
Coolio do?
Nothing.
And I was like, Gangsta Paradise is the only thing that came up.
He did that one song, Too Hot.
Did anybody care though?
I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but it's like it's too hot. Though it's like it was terrible, but he did it, and I remembered it. Don't ask me why I remembered it, but he did that.
And I'm not mad about that at all, dog. But this brings up a good point, a good question. So Monte earlier this week, shout out to bro, came up with. He wanted to do a one-hit wonder list, okay? Now, I had some people on my list that shouldn't have been on there, obviously, because, you know, when you're using Apple Music to make your playlist, you might accidentally put some tracks in the wrong playlist if you don't go back and pay attention, right? But then I thought about it, like, what are some artists who you feel wasn't really one-hit wonders because they had other songs we fucked with, but technically should be one-hit wonders. Like, I always think that Soul for Real are one-hit wonders.
They might be a one-hit wonder for real, in my opinion, because after Candy Rain, I don't know what else they did.
See, the other song they did was Every Little Thing I Do. But, like, I don't
Every Little Thing I Do. Okay, they're two-hit wonders there.
Right, and that's my thing.
I wonder where the rest of them hits went.
Right, I'm like, so I started reevaluating. Could you just have a one-hit wonder album? Meaning, like, this album was the shit, and no other album you ever did after that was worth listening to.
I don't really feel like some people are legit like one-hit wonders. Like, you have one hit, you get paid, and then you go away. But then there's some people who just don't connect with the audience, or like they don't connect on a big scale. Like, in my personal opinion, I think Adina Howard was one of them people who just never really connected, but that's not to say that she didn't make dope music.
True. And that was another thing I was bringing it
because
up. Can a person technically be
I like Adina Howard.
Did you like Adina Howard, or did you like the look of Adina Howard? Because she was doing something that's common now, back when it wasn't common.
Okay. Let me clarify. When I was like 10, I thought Adina Howard was fine and freaky.
Okay, and you would not be wrong for that.
As an adult, I appreciate the music. Like I was telling my coworker, like, when I was younger, like, I never listened to R&B. It was all about hip hop. It had to have beat, had to have a bass. Like, if you want to listen to rap music, I won't fuck with you. But when I started dating and I got into, wanting to get vagina, I realized that you can't listen to this rap shit all the time. Because eventually you're going to invite your chick over, or chicks you're trying to mac on. And they don't want it. Like, for one, you already
fucking to the chronic.
Right, like you already ignoring them because you're probably playing your video game. So she's just sitting there keeping you company while you play Xbox. But if you got music on, she's not going to want it. Like, even though Wayne is my favorite rapper, every chick don't want to listen to 5 hours of Lil Wayne. And trust me, I got 5 hours of Lil Wayne music for you if you really want to get deep.
Bro, I can do you one better.
But
you remember Tierra was like so heavy on Lil Wayne that young Nala actually made her daughter think that Wayne was her other daddy. She asked for...
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, dog. She actually asked me to make her a CD. And, I'm like, cool. This is a time when, the CD, DVD hustle wasn't real, but it was enough to pay the bills. So I was like, cool, what you want? She's like, give me whatever Wayne you got. I was like, cool, I can do that. I think I made her, no bullshit, dog, about 35 Lil Wayne CDs. Because this was during the time.
Bro, this is deep.
Right, this is the time when dude was dropping mixtapes. He had more mixtapes than No Limit had albums. Now, that's a lot. Because for one whole year...
But you know what I've noticed? Like, when you Google people, or like when you looking at people's discography, like, they throw a lot of unofficial stuff in there. Like, he may only have like maybe 30 official mixtapes, but it comes out to be like 65 because you got all them unofficial mixtapes that DJs just put together, which is why you hear DJ on like 75% of the goddamn mixtape. He's like, who asked you to be here, my guy?
Well, okay, DJs need to drop albums just as much as artists do because it builds their portfolio. So if you like Lil Wayne, check out this Lil Wayne mix I got, and then you turn around and be like, oh, that Lil Wayne mix was dope. Let me go ahead and hire you as my in-house DJ because your Lil Wayne mix had credibility to it. So they gotta do the same thing too. What it is, it be these cats who shouldn't even be anywhere near a musical instrument, let alone a production board, who be doing mixes and will throw maybe one or two real artists' music in there, say they mixed it, and then put their whack ass bars on the back end of it. and then
Yeah,
push it like this is my
that's
this is
terrible.
my music. Because that's what they used to do. I used to do it like doing so during my little run as a rapper when I was down in Mississippi. A couple of my guys that was in the Air Force with me talked to me into just like, hey, bro, get in the studio with us. That's why I keep telling everybody, dog. My Air Force years was epic. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I get in here, I get in the studio, I drop whatever I drop, right? So then it's like I'm out here on this CD DVD hustle, right? I'll go ahead and drop whoever new. So let's just say Nas. You do that as an example. Got this new Nas CD, and all of a sudden the CD got like 3 extra tracks at the end of it. Shit, this nigga
All my life.
This nigga plugged me with the deluxe. Like, nah, nigga, I plugged you with my
Right.
mixtape. You didn't know it. I just used Nas's beats. So you thought you got yourself a dope ass remix when in actuality you just got my shit. I always thought that was ingenious, and I don't know why more artists who are trying to come up don't do that. Like, you physically go and just put your shit on somebody else's shit. I mean, you giving it away for free anyway. Get your shit out there.
Technically, you are.
Just go ahead and get your shit out there. Ain't nobody gonna judge you, bruh. I won't.
But I think legitimately in life there has been a lot of one-hit wonders. And if you're gonna make a one-hit wonder list, you have to put Tag Team on there because them motherfuckers was out of here so fast.
That's because they made a dance song. Okay. Over time, I realized this. Things are fads. Dance moves, dance songs.
Soulja Boy got plenty of dance songs. He's still getting paid. So
party track. Soulja Boy is an exception, and we'll talk about why in a minute. Party songs, all these different things that are, just for the moment. Then, once that song has been replaced by something else, there's no reason for it. So yeah, it was a hit by definition, but was it a good song? Soulja Boy is a prime example. What was the dance song last year that everybody kept hitting? Like, think about songs like,
I don't know.
Like the Dougie.
Hit the Quan?
Hit the Quan. Dougie. Jerk. All these songs were hits for their time, but they didn't sell. Like, do your dance. You ugly. Your. I don't know the name of the song, let alone the artist, but everybody knows the song. So they're a hit in regards to everybody listens to it. Everybody got a little dance move to it, but don't nobody know the song. Don't nobody know who it is. Damn sure wasn't nobody buying the record. If anything, grandma or ghetto mama was trying to make their baby do that dance for them when Auntie Cheryl, who ain't really your auntie, came by the house. Like, do that dance, baby. That one little thing you keep doing. That's basically it. So, yeah. I mean, the definition of one-hit wonder definitely can change in accordance to what we call... Like, shit, songs we think is fire that folks don't fuck with don't technically mean that it's a hit. Because me and you listen to two different musics, and I know for a fact some of the shit I listen to ain't a hit in them streets.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what I wish? I wish most of the rappers that I did listen to was fucking one-hit wonders, but they keep coming back.
Like who?
Lil Uzi would be one of those guys that if he had one cold song and then just went away, I'd be okay with it. But this nigga is like 7 mixtapes in, an album.
Here's my okay.
Like,
I'll be honest. I will let the Little Uzi keep coming back slide because he's dropping mixtapes. And the reason why I said I let it slide, we would not have Carter 3 Wayne if it wasn't for mixtape Wayne. So, in a way, we need those mixtapes to get a better artist. It's like practice for real rappers. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with all these mixtapes because, in all honesty, you're not putting out music for me to buy, and you're being trash. You're putting out music where it's my decision whether or not I want to download and listen to it. So you're not forcing it on me. But if you just happen to get it right, I can then be like, let me go download this and see what everybody's talking about. If that makes sense.
Well, speaking of music, since we're on the topic, there's a lot of music that came out in the last couple of weeks.
Facts.
Last couple of weeks. I think last time we was in the building, we talked about Cardi B dropping the album, which
a
was
little bit
fire. Yeah. And then here's the tricky part. So Cardi B drops an album one week, and then I want to say a week and a half later, Nicki Minaj releases 2 songs.
Right.
And when I say Nicki Minaj is terrible, these 2 songs is washed.
Well,
Nicki Minaj to get this shit out of here. They washed, bro. You cannot tell me that.
I'm not defending them. I'm not defending them. Okay. But what I do want to go ahead and talk about that brought up a valid point is: do we happen to live in an era now where women have to fight for a top spot? We don't have women who just share the spotlight. It's like Cardi B is on her shit right now, but now all of a sudden Nicki feels threatened, so now she has to come for Cardi in order for Cardi to get reign and love. Like Cardi B is the example of a nigga who got Cardi B is the example of a nigga who won the lottery. Okay. She won the music lottery. Okay. If you look at it all around, Cardi B hit everything on the head. Musically, hot. Reality star, hot. Got not only a boyfriend, but engaged to one of the most hot and up and coming artists right now. Okay. And she got a baby on the way. Fucked and then she got some money. Fucked and then she got pregnant. Okay? Those are her exact words, the funny part. So, at this moment in time, Cardi B is living her best life and is winning on all cylinders. So the whole thing is why would you be mad at her? Because for all we know, after she has this baby, she might step away from rap for a long time. So my whole thing is why did Nicki have to come for her like that? Now, there was this little interview about, I guess it was Quavo and Cardi didn't show Nicki some love or whatever the case may have been, and she was majorly in her chest about it, okay? Because it was rumors going on that, Nicki and Quavo did something. Nicki came at Quavo about it. Quavo said, no, I don't know where that came from. I got you when they come to me about it. And when they came at it for Quavo was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and left it alone. Like, he didn't confirm or deny it. He just like, hey, man, let's move on to the next question. And she claimed she was hurt. But I don't know how Cardi B got involved in this so-called issue. But it was just like, Nicki, you kind of being petty, right? You looking like you petty right now. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing was, she ain't paying respect to the. You didn't pay respect to Lil' Kim. I mean, yeah, you still her CD covers and stuff like that, but you never pay respect to her in your music.
This is why New York hip hop will never make a comeback. And niggas think this is a game and a joke. Like, this is gonna be a running joke forever. New York hip hop is dead. It will never dominate. It will never reign supreme because nobody in New York gets along with anybody. And I mean, the niggas don't like the niggas. The females seem to hate the females. Like, New York hip hop dead, bro. And I'm just saying, like, I think that's real spit.
I think that's because niggas New York all around being. It's because niggas all around being grimy though, dog. That's the problem. Like,
right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no love, there's no nothing. Like, You could be in the studio session, and then I feel like I look at it like this. Like when you look at New York hip hop, you look at everybody who came before these young dudes. It's like none of them reach back when they have the chance to reach back and pull somebody to where they are when you can easily do that. Like when you look at Southern rap, like all the Southern rappers help each other. Like think about it. Like every young dude from Atlanta, Gucci has put there. Why?
True.
Because Gucci took his success and was like, well, if I come back, this is the next generation. So then Gucci does songs with Migos. So now Migos popping because of that. I listen to Gucci and Gucci think they valid, so they must be valid. Gucci then did songs with every young dude popping out of LA.
True. I'm not disagreeing with you. Same thing with Face. Face worked with everybody.
I'm never. Right. He gets these Houston guys on, or whoever reach out. If the music valid, he does the verse. Now I ain't never expected Hov to do something like that, because that's just like asking Jordan to co-sign niggas, but he ain't doing that. So I don't do that. I wouldn't put Hov in there, I know it won't happen.
But here's my thing.
There are guys
that's
like
not. But I'm saying,
why Joe Budden ain't giving out verses?
Why couldn't Hov co-sign people? Why couldn't Hov say, "Hey, this the nigga you need to look out for"? Especially as many times as Hov supposedly supposed to have to retire, or even if he do it for niggas who signed to his label, even that would at least make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the problem. I think because the whole New York mind state is so damn grimy. So it's not even about whether or not niggas is real or niggas is loyal or niggas is not loyal. I just think the whole New York mind state has always been out for yourself. I mean, look at 50. The prime example of a petty nigga who don't care about nobody but himself. He done cut niggas from his camp. He done went to the extremes to basically ruin Ja Rule's career.
And Ja Rule kind of had it coming.
Well, actually, Murder Inc.'s dirty dealings is what really took all them out the picture. But overall, I mean, it's just the overall experience, bruh. Like, New York niggas don't know how to live together. You would expect New York niggas to want to live together better because, like, hip-hop started there. If some niggas didn't go into a park and say, "Hey, I got this. Old school niggas used to really do that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas had whole crews growing up. Now it's like, my clique is this. I got one female in my camp. She the coldest female in the whole business. If the only way female can knock her off is if our whole camp went down. Okay? So you got to diss my camp in order for her to not be considered a top female. Because think about it. Nicki only got labeled as being on when Wayne and Drake was on. So by default, in my opinion, Nicki got the crown because there wasn't nobody else there. Nobody else had a crew. Therefore, nobody else had a female. And then, of course, the Remy Ma situation, she got popped. So where would Nicki be if Remy still was in the game? So also, I'm kind of
You know what? Honestly, bro,
go ahead.
I think both them hoes washed. Both them heifers was washed up.
I get it. And you know what? I'm not disagreeing with you, but it is time for other females to get that shine. Because think about it, dog.
It ain't even that. It's just time.
It's just you need to.
If you're not gonna put out a decent quality of music, then you need to.
You shouldn't be.
That's my point.
I feel you. You shouldn't automatically, by default, get the number one spot just because your last albums, like somebody, I think Seth said it on Sweats and Suits. He was like, Nicki basically put out the same album 3 times. She went pop, so therefore, she no longer should be known as the top chick in hip hop. Like, how can you be the top chick in hip hop when you barely do hip hop? You don't do hip hop. You do.
That's awesome.
You do white people music, and we're not mad at you. Get the bag. At the end of the day, we always gonna tell you to secure that bag, but don't get mad when somebody who is actually in this lane and about this life handling their business. All right. Also talking about new music that dropped over the course of the past week. Since 24 hours ago, J. Cole just released another LP that happily is named KOS. Or KOD, I'm sorry. KOS is my system at work. um, there is a lot of mixed reviews in regard to this particular album for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, if you happen to listen to the album, he takes a lot of current niggas rappers' flow and purposely is dissing them. Now, he does it in satire form, kind of like the way a Weird Al song would talk about somebody else's music. Okay, so like a Weird Al doing.
So J. Cole out here being blackface.
You can say that in a sense, okay. But when I sat here and I listened to the album, it's only a few tracks he did that on. He's still dropping now. Like somebody made a meme, like you can't listen to J. Cole's album unless you got student loan debt, or else it would never make sense. And I feel him on that because I got student loans.
J. Cole rap like he in debt for real.
He probably is. Because you know that in his mixtape years, that was the bulk of what his underlining pain was. Nigga was rapping so he can pay off his student loans, and I'm not mad at him. But he done got way major. So, but yeah, the album itself is dope. It's hot. I like it. I didn't listen to it simply because it's J. Cole. Let me listen to it. I listened to it because I actually like his music, and I definitely want to deal with it. But to me, one of the hottest songs on the album is actually called Brackets. Unlike his previous albums where he did not have any special guests or any, supporting cast other than Rhapsody, which is definitely a female, I feel that she get way more shine than she really does right now. He has a new artist called Kill Edwards, featured on a couple of tracks. Dog flow is pretty decent. So yeah, honestly, dog, I say check it out. It's not his best
I'm gonna
work,
listen to it,
but it's definitely a good body
I
of
just
work.
didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go into it right away because people don't listen to music. They just listen to names, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a classic. It's a classic." Like, look, bro, everything is not a fucking classic. Like, they think everything is a classic. Like, everything ain't a classic. Like, I don't know who raised you people.
Right.
The way y'all think everything is a classic, because it's not.
And you know what? That is a great question. Because the other day, I was listening to old episodes of Sweats and Suits. For all you guys out there listening tonight, Sweats and Suits has now been approved and started syndication in regards to Tone Deaf Radio and Tone Deaf 24/7. So definitely be on the lookout for episodes being posted on there. So I'm listening to old episodes, and someone actually sent in a letter from the mailbox on Sweats and Suits. And in this letter, a young dude, probably about 21, he was like, what's considered a classic album and what's considered a GOAT? Because my era of music, a GOAT would probably be, like a Wayne or somebody under him, whereas in people like your era, no, a GOAT right now could be somebody like or Lil Uzi to their generation, whereas in like your generation, Juan, you would say Wayne is a GOAT because since you've been listening to music, he's been your fire dude. And see, to me, a GOAT, I can honestly say a Tupac, a Biggie, a Jay-Z, because they were the music of my era. So the question was, how do you define a rapper as the GOAT?
I think you definitely have to take body of work into consideration.
Okay.
Like you have to take in, Body of work, con- consistency. And when I say body of work, like you can't just be like, okay, well he got 75 mixtapes out. He's classic. He's a legend. It's like, no, man. Like the work has to be good.
Quality, not quantity.
Yeah, quality, not quantity.
That's what I'm looking for. Quality, not quantity. Because like a lot of niggas just have lots of music, but it's not all good music.
Right. Now, this brings up a question, and Mimi, you can chime in on this too, because you listen to music just like we do. If the information that you just give is a definition of a GOAT, why is Will Smith and Snoop Dogg always shunned off the list?
Okay. I missed it. My music blew in the house, so I didn't hear the whole,
Okay, so that's
a really valid question.
Right.
Though.
The question is, first of all, the original question is, what is your definition of a GOAT? So you know how like people grew up in different eras. So for each person, depending on your era, who you consider your GOAT when it comes to music could be different. Like you love Tupac. No matter what, Tupac will always be the GOAT to you. Juan loves Wayne because of the era he grew up in. Wayne is a valid selection for a GOAT for him. Okay? I'm a Scarface kind of a dude. He's always going to be the GOAT to me. So the question was, what is a true definition of a person to be a GOAT? Okay? But then after Juan gave his definition, if it's based on the quality of your music, your longevity, your accolades, like awards and stuff that you've won, why have people like Will Smith and Snoop Dogg always get skipped over for being considered GOATs? Because Will has a long record. Will has definitely won awards. He's even turned down awards in representing, saying, hey, we need a better representation than what you got. He sold millions of records. He's transcended to white people. Why is he not considered a GOAT?
I think, and I mean, I could be like totally wrong, but I just feel like with the type of music that people listen to, especially, like our little age range and everything, like, I don't think they felt like Will Smith's music was hard enough or really relatable to them. So it's like, even though he's been around so long and he has, an immense body of work, they not feeling him, so they knock him. You know what I mean? Am I making sense with that?
So you're saying relatability has to also be a criteria to be a GOAT?
No, I'm not saying that has to be necessarily a criteria, because honestly, I feel like your individual preferences are gonna define who's a GOAT to you. Okay. You know what I mean? Like with me and Pop, like there's nothing really that I put in here because I didn't feel that through my soul. You know what I mean? Like I connected with his music, his delivery, just everything about him drew me into him. So that's why I have the feelings that I have with Pac, because that's who music spoke to me. Okay. That's the music that I felt. That's the music, you know what I mean? So there may be other people there's a lot of people who feel like, oh man, Tupac was basic. He was this, he was okay. That's them. But for me, that's somebody who, to this day, all these years later, I turn that nigga music on and that shit hits through my entire body, because that's my connection to it.
True. And I give you that now. And this is why, and I guess because I really did grow up during the Fresh Prince years. Like most people who diss dude only heard him when he became Will Smith. They didn't really hear him during the, parents just don't understand years. But the thing about it is even if you go back to some of his earlier music, his teenage party music technically was kind of relatable. Like we did have parents that didn't understand things from our point of view. As childish as that song was, we knew how he felt when he was highly upset that his mom didn't get him the cool clothes. She got him some outdated crap that you would not be caught dead cutting the grass in, let alone wearing to school. Okay? We knew when mom went clothes shopping for us, we was praying she got something decent, not something cheap. Okay? We've always had that theory that we can. I get it, and I think that's the thing. It was too much fun in his music that people were struggling. So to have this fun music, we can't relate. And then when he became Will Smith, and we see him as this childish dude on TV, and now you making party music still, we wasn't feeling it. But even in that era, he was still dropping legitimate music. Because just the two of us.
I feel like he wasn't taken serious because he wasn't making a million records, bitches, hoes, strippers.
And I get that.
Yeah. I think the times just, like, I think Will Smith got caught in the change of times.
He did.
Like, so the times are switching, like, right in the middle of you being a rapper and then you found more success in being an actor. So now it was like, Then it's like, which one do you take more seriously? So it's like, are you going to continue to be in the studio and try to keep up with the times? Because, like, okay, the Fresh Prince airs in like 91, right?
Something like that.
Like, that's like when it legitimately starts coming on TV.
Right.
And around 91, we get NWA is popping, Dr. Dre is popping, Pac is popping. So, like, right, so it's like Will Smith as a rapper really not finna fit in what people are looking at as far as hip hop. Like, and I know they tried to categorize it back then because it was like, oh, well, NWA and Dr. Dre, that's gangster rap. Right. And then it was like, well, if that's gangster rap, then what? I guess Will Smith is the poster child for regular rap, which I really didn't understand what regular rap was.
White rap.
This is all we have on the radio is Ice Cube.
White rap.
Right, like.
Now we got Christian rap. So.
Good Christian rap.
That's
terrible.
That's so terrible.
I wouldn't even too. So I'm glad you brought it up.
But yeah, I think Will Smith just got caught in that phase of the times changing, and then it's like, with the times changing, which one do you take more seriously? Like, you just stay in the studio. And I'm pretty sure he knew the business side of rap. Like, man, there probably wasn't no real money in it. Like, I mean, you're going to get paid from doing your shows. But, it probably ain't no real, people was buying. Well, he probably looked at a rap check and was like, I could do this, or I could be on TV and get this check.
TV was cut.
And
what he was making, 26 a season, bro. Look, bro, he has so much. You got to think about it. He has so much pull, dog. They flipped Viv's on TV from dark to light because he didn't want to deal with her no more. All right, okay, but not going too in depth in the stroke that Will Smith had in regards to TV. What about Snoop Dogg? What's the reason why nobody wants to put Snoop as the GOAT? Because literally coming out the West Coast, the Pac and Cube, Snoop was probably the most lyrical dude on the West Coast. He's the whole reason Dre even was able to get Death Row off the ground like he did and propel it even further than anybody expected. So why is Snoop never given the same accolades as a Kendrick Lamar or The Game?
But you know what, though? Like,
and The Game shows much love to Snoop.
I don't think Snoop is not a GOAT, because he's definitely one of the greatest of all time to do it. It just puzzles me, like, when people do, like, their top 10, their top 5 list of, like, rappers, and there's always a Biggie and there's always a Pac. And this is not a knock to Pac nor Biggie, but like, Biggie definitely ain't got the body of work as Snoop Dogg because Biggie's life got cut short.
Facts.
So Biggie ain't got no longevity in this conversation. Is he a great lyricist? Yes. But does he have, the body of work? No, he doesn't. And then Pac got a great body of work from what he gave us. Even post-mortem, some of the stuff was dope.
Man, Pac's post-mortem albums outsold a lot of niggas and stuff.
It's like Snoop has been doing this since '91. Now, like some of the stuff that came in his later years, I can't all say it was dope, but he understood where music was going, and he jumped on the wave. He was like, okay, well, if they want these Pharrell beats, I'm gonna make the dopest song possible with Pharrell because we got good chemistry, and that's what's hot right now. So it's like, I don't see why he is never in nobody's top 10 or top 5 list of rappers.
I don't even have. He doesn't even have to be top 5 to be
like,
top 10. He should definitely be there. Like, there's hands down, he should be in everybody's top 10 at least. Unless you were born after 1990, he should at least be. That's just my opinion.
Makes no sense to me. Like Doggy. Now, when people say classic albums, like Doggy Style was a classic album, in my opinion.
Big facts. It ain't no fun if the homie can't have none.
Like when I hear, like when people say classic album, I think about stuff that in 2018 I can listen to now, and it came out then, and it came out back then. So The Chronic was '92, but you can still play it now, and it's still dope. Doggy Style '93, but you can play it now, and it's still dope. And it's like even when I ride with Mimi and she plays Ain't No Fun, it's like the excitement that we got when we were children listening to it, when probably wasn't supposed to be, is the same excitement we get riding in the car and listening to it now as adults in 2018 because it's still bumping.
Right. Like how we go
like now.
Yeah.
Y'all know I don't play new music now. Like right now, since I got Pandora, for like the past 4 or 5 days, I have a Pandora station based off of Jodeci. It's called the Love You for Life station. Nigga, all 90s R&B. That's it. And that should be knocking. In the past 4 to 5 days, I've maybe skipped like 3 songs, and that's it.
Because that's your era. Like that's, and I get that. And if the music is not similar to your era, you mentally have no reason to give it a chance. Like music is life for me, period. So I don't care if it came out in 1950 or if it came out yesterday. If I like it, I listen to it and I put it in a category accordingly. But anywhere between 85 to 2005 is literally where my body of music that I listen to comes from. It has to. I was there for the birth of hip hop. Listen to old stuff and like Big Daddy Kane and all of them and still relate to them because I knew what the world was like when dude was out here pimping these hoes on these tracks compared to now. He was, bro. He was the smoothest nigga on the mic. Talk you right out your drawers and you don't even know what happened.
I feel like music now is really drug induced.
It's
like everybody's on a Molly. Everybody's on a van. Like I mean, okay, I listen to Wayne, so like they was leaning. His syrup was really big when like Wayne started popping. Like, that was the outside of weed and the normal and shit that you knew about, that was the only extra drug I'd ever heard of, like coke. Like and lean. Okay, they doing lean. What was this? Cough syrup? They probably shouldn't drink this shit. But these niggas was doing Vans and Percocets. Like, the stuff they doing now, I was only knew that doctors could give you.
But it is.
Like,
that's the crazy part. It is.
Like,
they're somehow finding a way to get it.
The stuff they doing now, doctors could only give you. You can only get this if you were in pain, if you were depressed. Like, now they just using depressants as party drugs. Like, if you take a depressant or an antidepressant, how is this a party?
They want to be low. They want to get as low as possible, and people are buying.
Like, so everybody in the party like mud stuck on the couch, just slumped. Like, how is this fun for y'all?
Because they can't remember what happened last night, so that party had to be lit. If I can't remember what happened last night, it had to be lit. This is also the reason why Milwaukee has the highest AIDS rates at the current moment in time, too.
This is why niggas was out here butt fucking training, to be honest with you, bro. Because they taking all these drugs and they don't care. Like, this is why people butt fucking training. Keep it G. Keep it 100. This is exactly why.
Not
because they won't do Molly.
Not because they want to, but because they're on drugs. I mean, it might be a little bit A, a little bit of B. I'm just in this day.
Right, it's a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
a little bit of both.
Apparently, fam, like if you didn't know that was a man, you tripping.
They know. It's crazy because I be on Facebook and these trannies will be posting photos that are damn near nude quality, and I'm sitting there like, that's a whole man. Then you go and you look at the comments, and these niggas be shooting shots like it's a 3-point contest.
Yeah, baby, you fine. You fine, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let me take you out. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Like, bro, that's Travis. What is you on?
Right.
Bro?
They be like,
her name's not Terry, that's Travis.
They be like, I wonder what that box like. And then the tranny laughing under it. Like, bro, she ain't laughing because she giving you the green light. She laughing because she ain't got no box in real life.
Right. That's a whole Jack in the Box, bro. That's a whole Jack in the Box. It was terrible, bro.
Very terrible. But that's life. That's life. But moving forward.
No, that's not life. Whose life is that, bro?
Apparently theirs.
Like,
bro, ever since the government allowed them to now get married, it is life now. You have to accept it. You don't have to be down with it. You just have to accept it's there.
Hey, it's one thing to be a man and marry another man, or be a woman and marry another woman. Like, this is what you want to do. That's cool. But you want her to, or you want him to you want him to give you all the effects of a woman but not be a woman. How do you like that? Like, that is puzzling. Like, you're tricking yourself.
Here's the thing. Now that homosexuality is out in the open, it's acceptable. All these hard thugs who used to have to hide it behind closed doors now are starting to want to come out and show it. But the thing about it is they don't want to be judged for it, so they want someone that looks like, they want a chick who looks like a chick and act like a chick, but be able to satisfy their homosexual urges at the same time. That's why they get down with trannies. So if you happen to see me at dinner and there's a chick, you're not going to say nothing. It's like, oh, bro, got another chick. All right, he out here bagging them. But not realizing he's picking up these trannies and going home and enjoying man parts for dessert.
Ew, fam.
Yes, it is. It is very disgusting from our perspective. From their perspective, this is just how they work.
You're right. And I've always told people, like, you don't have to understand it if it's not your life.
Facts.
Like, if you don't have no aspirations of plan on being gay, you don't have to understand why people are gay. If it's not for you, just leave it at that. Like, you don't have to understand transgenderness if you don't plan on swapping your sex.
Exactly.
When you plan on swapping your sex, then you should want to know the backstory and the history.
Now, what I do ask is for them to stop ganging up everything. Every single TV show, every single movie does not need to have a homosexual situation in it. Okay? You done went and dumbed down Jamal, but fucking every single dude on TV, but now you got Cotton out here in multiple domestic violence relationships. I'm just saying. This shit. Take these gays, just give them one whole gay station and put all the gay right there and let it be. It ain't got to be in everything. But enough about that.
Yeah, give them a gay version of BET.
GET? Gay entertainment?
I mean,
get
something. It kills me because they're always relating, the homosexual struggle, the black people struggle, like, bruh.
Man, every black show, every family does not have a gay person in it. And if they do, that gay person don't always want to be exploited. Like, yes, I have a gay sister. Yes, bro has a gay cousin. Yes, you have a gay cousin. Damn, there is a gay in every black family. But still, they don't want to be out there like that. Some gays want to mind their business.
No, I think it's always It may be multiples, but I do believe we all have at least one flamboyant motherfucker that just do the most.
Them the gays that get on my nerves, the ones that do the most. Like, I don't care if you like man parts or you want as a woman to feel the touch of another woman in the wee hours of the morning. That's your business. I just don't be over the top with it. Just don't be over the top with it. Like, you don't have to add the extra sass to everything you do. And why is it that every gay person that you work with, somebody at work always tries to fix that gay person up with the other gay person? It's like, oh, you're going to love it here. Matter of fact, let me introduce you to such and such. He's gay too. Like, why did you have to do that? Is it not a color thing? Just let him do his thing and whatnot. But enough about them.
I don't know. It might be a color. It might be a color thing.
It might be. But enough about them. Since we are on the topic of relationships today, and Mimi has joined us for yet another edition of the Death Ray Show, I do want to say we have missed you, Mimi. The world has missed you. The streets have been talking. So, what glorious topic / rant do you have for us today?
I have multiple, but I do.
Yeah.
But the main thing that I want to address on air today is the era of the pick me bitch. Now, if you are listening and you're not familiar with that, or like pick me bitch, like what is she talking about? A pick me bitch, those are the bitches that you see on social media. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, they are always throwing women under the bus in order to appeal to men, as if to raise their hands and say, ooh, pick me, because they want to be chose so bad that they want to look like they're so much different than other women. They want to be put on a pedestal by, taking shots at the rest of us. They do every fucking thing in their power to be selected, only to still end up being a single bitch like the rest of us that don't want to deal with that shit. So it's pretty much pointless. It's very annoying. I have noticed, like, the rise of the pick-me is just, oh my God. I'm sure y'all have noticed it as well. We don't got to, single people out or name names, because it's all of them.
I thought it increased due to the fact that we just went through second winter.
I'm just
no, but I have noticed it a lot. I have noticed that there are a lot of females who want to defend the actions of men, and definitely be the ones out here who have no problem with saying, oh, that's not every guy's. I'm not that kind of woman. I mean, that's no different than, and I know Jacob is listening, so he's going to hate this. That's no different than the so-called nice guys. I'm not that kind of guy. That I don't do that. I'm this kind of guy. It's just as bad, too, as you're trying to say, yes, you deal with fuck boys or terrible dudes, and then you turn around and say, but I'm not like that. That's no different, in my opinion. It's just the female version of the situation. And they're just being outed more now. I know you guys are a part of it, but I am a part of the Ask Mika group, where literally anonymous... a lot of people, I'm thinking mostly women the last time I checked, send in anonymous questions, statements, situations, and these ladies basically tear it apart. They are savages. It's been called a male bashing group at some point in time. But over time, I started noticing it's not necessarily a male bashing group. They just titled the pick me chicks trying to justify why they're living this kind of a life, and they're thinking stuff in this type of way. And to the point that sometimes I'm starting to agree with them. a girl will come in and say, "Hey,
Okay.
go ahead."
The problem with pick-me's is, like you said, with the justification, and they are so busy trying to appeal to the type of niggas that they shouldn't want any fucking way.
Facts.
Because the real nigga, you not have to be a pick-me to him, because he not gonna be on that type of shit anyway. But with that open and constant, because I mean it's all the time, with that open and constant justification, you planting the seeds to these niggas that they don't have to change their behaviors. What they're doing is okay, and the women that are not willing to accept it, is something wrong with them. When that's not the case.
Facts.
So y'all basically helping to mold and maintain these type of niggas, because I wouldn't trip if my man came home at 5 o'clock in the morning without calling, because I trust him and I this and I, like, you just doing like that ain't acceptable for nobody to do that. Now y'all living together, that's respect, period. But because you want to be chose so bad, you want to take all of these toxic behaviors and make it seem like that shit is cool, just so you can look like you quote unquote different than the average.
Right. And
it's not that serious.
Right. In actuality, you probably be the main one to turn around and do most of the complaining, or always be the main ones lying about your situation because you've accepted this dude who you shouldn't even gave a chance to. You became a side chick, so now you want to play up the story like you're not going through this terrible relationship. You're creating a scenario that don't exist, because now you put yourself out there as the pick-me chick and you got chose, but it's not the way you thought it would be. Sadly, I work with women like this, and it's funny because Teresa comes back to me all the time and tells me stories that I never going on until she said something that, yeah, I work with a lot of pick-me women. I really do. And it's sad, because there's no reason you need to be that way. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, just, keep being you and the right guy will come along. Well, maybe being you is the problem, because you might suck as a human being. So you need to change your narrative. But that doesn't mean sell yourself to the highest bidder and hope for happiness. Especially to niggas in Milwaukee. No offense to Juan. Juan's my bro. He's a good guy. But if he don't want you hoes, something wrong.
Man, I'm chilling, bro.
Bro, I'm so glad you chilling. It's not safe.
Not because being in all these Facebook groups, it makes you have a different perspective about women.
It's not even just the groups, dog. It's just what people accept these days, period. Like, yeah, there was a point in time where everybody was okay with being a side piece to somebody else, because at least you had somebody in your bed twice a week to make you feel good. Now people don't even care if you got a whole family across town. As long as they...
Well, I only said in Facebook groups because they have monopolized my fucking timeline. Like, I barely... really, I don't know I'm looking at my regular timeline until I see like a post from somebody that I know is not in the group. It is what it is. Some of that shit is entertainment for me. So. But you'll find out that some women are really filthy and willing to accept just about anything to get a boyfriend.
Facts.
I'll be like, you know what? And it makes you look at them and I'm like, man, you kind of pretty. Like, you should have better standards for yourself, because no nigga is going to set the bar. Like, for real, like, no nigga is going to set the bar for you, G. Like, if you don't set the bar yourself.
And we all, everybody on here right now know that I went through my period. You know what I mean? And it's like, at that point, what I needed emotionally was being provided by somebody that I had no business dealing with whatsoever. But that was me going through my rut. It wasn't a constant or consistent behavior. It was a destructive period for me because of what I lacked. That was something that I really, really needed at the moment. You know, me dealing with somebody and trying to have that connection and that bond, because I felt like, okay, well, you know, he got his shit together. He owned his house. He's been, you know, working the same gig for, you know, 10 plus years. He's stable. He this, he that. He's responsible. He's a good dad. You know, I had all of these positive qualities that made this person be who I should have wanted. But I couldn't vibe with him. I couldn't connect with him. It wasn't there. And you cannot force that kind of attraction. You can't.
You can't.
No matter how good of a person you think that now, you know, it could have been, it wasn't meant, because I ended up finding out he wasn't shit either. But, I mean, it is.
And I'm so mad at him. I really am. We was rooting for him.
Yeah. Yeah. But him and dark skinned nigga with the light skinned scars, but this was up. But you know, I wanted that bond with him because I felt like, man, like this is the type of guy I need in order for, you know, me to be able to have, you know, like a productive relationship and be able to move forward. This is a person I can build with. This is a build for the future type of person.
Right.
But all of the things that he had, I own my own house. I had my own car. I got my career going. Like, I got all of the stuff that he had. The one thing that I needed, especially as a woman, I need that emotional, you know what I mean? Like, I need that emotional, mental connection. That is a really big thing for me. Especially, you know, Gemini, gang. Like, I'm very intellectual, you know what I mean? I need somebody that I can connect with. Hey, I just want Taurus season to hurry up. And Taurus ain't nothing but the pre-cum to Gemini season. That will forever be a quote after me seeing it last year. That is so true. Taurus season is nothing but the pre-cum to Gemini season.
That's so savage.
We are the big bang, baby. The big bang. That is us. But Gemini
cancel astrology after Gemini season.
You know, but you do know.
Don't cancel everything else.
Okay, so if that's the case, if Taurus season is the pre-cum, that means Gemini's is the disease season, because more people catch an STD during Gemini season, and Cancer season is when they're always crying about the results, which is why Cancers are so damn emotional. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So
Gemini got the clap.
Most niggas get the clap during June. Early June.
Yeah, they really lowering the bar for these heifers, and that's cool.
So before
I want to talk to you
further. All right, so I do have a question from the box. We haven't had one in a while, but one did come through. The question is, I have a friend. We are cool, and we've known each other for going on 6 months. He says that I'm the most positive person in his life, and we are together every day. He spends the night all the time, but I have feelings for him.
That's a relationship.
All right, which we get there. He says that he doesn't want to date now because he wants to get his life together. But it's like we're already together, just no title. Yes, we've had sex. Do you think he is just using me?
For what? What's he getting out of it?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to need you to read that one more time. Read that one more time.
To sum it up in a nutshell, this girl and this guy have been kicking it tough for the last 6 months. During this time, the guy said that she's the most positive person in his life. Okay? They are together all the time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's catching feelings, and she's saying he got feelings too, but he doesn't want to date because he wants to get his life together. Okay? She has admitted that they do have sex, and she feels like he's using her. What should she do?
if she feel like if she feels like she's being used, that means that she feels that she's not getting what she's putting in. And if you ever feel like you're not getting what you putting in, you gotta let that motherfucker go. Now, I know some people will listen and be like, damn, Mimi, really? Like, you know, look, I tell them, don't be like me, be better than me. Everything that I tell people, it may not be shit that, you know, I'm actively doing at the moment, or maybe something that the shit took me 2 years, you know, to finally be able to make a change.
Right.
I don't want people to be in the same situation that I'm in, or that I was in, or that took me forever to get out of. I want motherfuckers to be able to recognize signs and make a move on shit early. But that's definitely, you know, I've been in that situation where I'm feeling like I'm not getting what I'm putting out. And you make the mistake when you feel like, well, I'm not getting what I'm putting out. So, okay, let me put out more, and maybe they'll give back. Okay, let me put out more. Before you know it, you're giving, trying to get just a little bit back. Don't do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself. If you feel like you are giving more than somebody is giving you back, and I mean, that's just not a financial thing. Oh, well, you know, I gave this motherfucker $100 and you won't even, it's not even that. It's mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, if you feel like you always giving this nigga head and he don't give it back to you, you feel like, you know, you always doing little thoughtful stuff and they don't do it, whatever the case may be, if you feel like you are giving way more than you are receiving, then you need to let that situation go, period.
Okay.
And that goes for more than romantic relationships, friendships, family, everything. If you were giving more than you were getting, you need to reevaluate that relationship and let it go.
All right. Now, do you feel that the problem here is not necessarily one person giving more than the other, but the fact that he had already basically said he wants to get his life together? So by him telling her exactly, I have a problem, I'm not where I need to be at right now, so I don't want to add these extra problems of trying to give you of myself in a relationship as well too, that she's not accepting that, because he said I need to get myself together before I do anything like this, but yet she's still giving him girlfriend benefits.
Maybe I heard it wrong. No, but maybe I heard you wrong. I thought you said he got it together.
You heard me right the first time. I'm just, you know, throwing the follow-up question on top of it, because he did say that he wants to get his life together.
Right, but then after that, I thought he said, okay, well, he got it together now.
No. Let me make sure. You know, I slur my words sometimes. No, he said.
Well, man, you know, I'm literally half deaf, so maybe I heard it wrong.
Yeah, no, he said he wants to get his life together, but it's like we're always together. So they're in a situationship in so many words. So they're doing everything.
Maybe he shouldn't have hit that.
Maybe he hit it.
If somebody, okay,
maybe that was his downfall. Maybe you shouldn't have sex with her.
No, I just, like, within the past few minutes, I just shared a post that said, if you don't want a relationship with her, then don't do relationship things with her. And I shared it with my own personal caption that said, because I don't fall in love with dick. I don't. I've had some amazing dick in my day, and we were never in a relationship, and I would just call niggas when I wanted to fuck, because that's what it was with us.
Yeah, but you're wired. You're not wired like a lot of people are. Like, you really think like a dude sometimes.
But no, Juan, here's the thing. Mimi really isn't no different than other people, because I've actually been listening to other podcasts and chiming in other females having conversations, and believe it or not, I almost say exactly what Mimi just said. I've heard women literally say, I can call a dude up, get what I want for him, and send him out the door with no problem.
But I'm not saying that kind of woman doesn't exist. I just don't think it's everybody.
It's
so when
not
I say
everybody.
you're not loyal, like that, there's a good handful that really be on that. Well, I just needed you to smash. You smashed. If you bring me something to eat, that was that. But you're not spending the night. You gotta go. You gotta leave. Or I'm not here to stay. I'm here to get what I gotta get, and then I gotta go home. Or I'm out of here. I'm on to the next move. But then there are some who don't fuck with they. I feel like people who do that can fuck with their mom. So they go in with a plan, they know how it is, and then there are some people that when they give you their box, that's like them giving you their heart because it's emotional for them. Like it ain't emotional for everybody. Like a fuck is just a fuck to me.
That's
like,
because
and I think the thing is, dudes say this. Dudes will say, "Well, I ain't looking for nothing right now, and I'm not this, and I'm not that." So what I try to grasp is, how can you say, well, I'm not looking for, a girlfriend right now because I can't, have that emotional attachment, or I can't do this and I can't do that. But then you proceed to do all the things with this woman that you would have done with a girlfriend. You just don't want to put a title on it.
That's what I was going to say. They do it
because
as
without
an escape.
that title, you feel like you can run wild and do whatever you want. And you can use that to play a card later to say, but we're not together. Because if you were really not looking for all of that shit, you're not going to have time to be going to the movies and out to eat and all of this shit with her. You're not going to be having time to sit up playing fucking PlayStation with her son and cutting her grass and doing all this kind of shit because you just said you didn't have time for it. But you got all the time in the world because you collecting the benefit from it. But the moment she start tripping, or damn man, she feeling me back. I ain't ready for this. Then all of a sudden, I told you I wasn't looking. I told you this not what I wanted. But you was acting like that's what you wanted. And if you can act like that's what you wanted, you had the time to do all of that shit, you just playing games. And you need to grow up.
See, I think
because the nigga that's really not looking for no girlfriend, you're not gonna be out here spending time with bitches and doing all of this kind of shit because you ain't gonna have the time for it. You trying to hit, move around, and do whatever else you got going on.
See, these kind of guys are the ones who create the women who have no problem with yelling and rape, and ain't no rape involved. These are
you can't do that. Like, be consistent. Let your actions match your words. If you say that you're not trying to be with nobody, quit doing all of the shit like you with a motherfucker. That's like me in my current situation. No, I ain't looking for no nigga. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. But motherfuckers going on fucking little mini getaways and on dates and laying up all the time and doing all this other kind of shit. Oh, wait, what you doing? I told you I wasn't looking for, I wasn't looking for this. This ain't what I want. So why the fuck are you engaged? Why are you entertaining it if that's not what you want? Stop entertaining shit that you don't want. Period.
He wants it. He just doesn't want the responsibilities that go along with it. Because once he catches feelings, and I know, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Because once he catches feelings, there's no coming back from that. All the fuckboyism that you had planned to pull, you can't pull it no more because you care now. You know? And plus, we live in an era where once you cut off all your hoes, everything goes wrong. That's the era we live in. And no dude.
I mean, but I think we need to usher in a new era, bro.
We do.
It's definitely okay time.
It's definitely time to revisit the 50s when it comes to relationships, where everybody just focuses on what you got already.
I feel like it's okay to be in love. Like it's okay to have like a girlfriend. Cause I low key envy the nigga who be like, man, I'm stuck in a relationship and don't want to be with one. I'm like, I wouldn't mind dating right now, but I'm low key chilling. But it's like niggas have some people just like, man, I got problems. What problems do you really have? You don't have a problem.
A lot of them doesn't understand how to handle the responsibilities of relationships. That's the biggest issue. They don't know how to, if you did something wrong, own up to it. If you forgot to do something, admit you forgot to do it. If you, got a woman who loves gifts or remembers anniversaries and birthdays and all that stuff, to actually go and honor that stuff. They don't do that. They want to be the well, babe, we just gonna sit on the couch and Netflix and chill, and you're supposed to accept that as hanging out or going out. They don't want to do real dates because,
in my opinion,
go ahead.
In my opinion, they value sex and freedom over love.
They do.
You want the freedom to go out and do whatever, whoever, and not have to answer to anybody. And all of this, sex that you can get from all these miscellaneous people. Okay, well, you didn't fuck Tiffany on Monday or John or whoever. Now you got to come home to an empty bed, making your own food. Nobody to ask you how your day was. If you did have a hard day, nobody to comfort you. None of that shit. Yeah, you got some sex out the deal earlier from a motherfucker that you ain't got no emotional connection to. So now you at home, you done got that nut off, and now you back in this funk because you don't have nobody else you don't have nobody else there to provide all that other shit you need after that.
Facts.
And plus, I'm not on that.
Plus, relationships.
I want somebody to be able to come home to.
Sex with someone you love is completely different than just smashing around.
Oh my God.
It's so different. Yeah. It's so much more to it. Something that normally would just make you come right away, sometimes will keep you going. And then those legitimate competitions, those I'm gonna outlove you kind of stuff. And it doesn't always have to be, sexual. It's just other little things, dude. That's a lot of people don't know what that is. Your mama didn't hug you enough when you was a kid. Your daddy didn't have talks with you. I don't know, man, but love is really what makes these women crazy. It ain't the fact that he cheated. It's the fact that he loved.
I didn't have none of that shit. I didn't have no emotional love growing up, and I'm one of the hardest loving motherfuckers out here. Sorry, I mean the cookie. Once
again, God built you as a prototype for something because you a little bit of everything that shouldn't be together. Like for real.
But you know what though? That goes back to when we was doing the breakdown and like that love language that you was talking about. And like when you really like do your love test and you see like the stuff that you appreciate from people, that's why before we ended the show, I asked you, did a lot of that stuff start when you were a kid? Because, like, I feel like when I, like, as a kid growing up for, like, high school, like, just being me, like, when I did something good, like, no one ever said, hey, yo, Juan, that was dope, or, hey, yo, Juan, we proud of you, congratulations. It was always, well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You go to school to get A's and B's, and you're supposed to graduate. That's why when people say, hey, bro, I like that you do this show every week, or damn, fam, that's dope. Like, stuff like that is dope to me because, like, well, I never heard it like that. I never heard nobody express, verbal gratification. It was always, well, that's what you're supposed to do.
And you know
what? Do it because you're supposed to do it.
And to me, does start when you're a kid. Yeah, with me, I feel like it does start when you were a kid because the first thing is what you didn't get when you were growing up is definitely going to be one of the first things you want when you're on your own as an adulthood. Like Mimi said, she didn't get all that love and aggression and attention, which is why she loves hard because I'm not saying she's filling the void when she was growing up, but she knows how it feels when she did get that love. So she wants that to be reciprocated just as much as she's going to give it because she knows how important it is to her. So when you're a kid, in my opinion, and as you get older, you fill in certain gaps. Like me, I love physical touch. I love the cuddling times. And like you said, well, I also love the words of affirmation because my mom, she didn't do that. My mom always was quick to verbally express what is wrong and what you should be doing, but never commends you on what you are doing.
Or what you did, like what you did do.
Right. Like you have to put my mom on the spot and basically make her go into white voice before she verbally commends on something you're doing. Like, we've been doing the radio station for 6 years, right? My mom not once had ever said, I knew that this is something you would always do because of how you love music, until we brung her on air and she said, hey, well, I always felt Tony was going to do something. Why did you never say that? I never heard words out your mouth, probably during times when I said, I can't do this, I don't want to do this no more. Maybe had you said that when I was younger, maybe I would have kept playing the piano. Maybe I would have went back to doing the violin. Maybe I could be the black dude doing the intro for Nakamura at WrestleMania. You know? But you didn't give me those words of affirmation I needed. So now, when it comes to Lily and TT, when they do something good, I let them hear it. Great job on that. Yes, baby, you brilliant right there. Yes, I love the way you did this. I let them hear it. And I hug my babies. And I give my babies kisses. And I make them hug each other when they acting up. Because I know how important human touch can be. The simplest things can really heal because someone you care about hugged you. Hell, Teresa have. She's not a hugger.
Yeah. And my love style is all over the place because I'm so giving. And a lot of people love people, like I said, love people based on how they receive love.
Right.
And not really what their partner needs.
Facts.
But I'm so into physical touch, and I love cuddling and random kisses and just, but I'm really big on like small gestures. Like if I know that you've really been wanting something, or just me paying attention to our daily conversations and noticing you saying like, damn, man, I always wanted one of them. And, surprising you with it one day, because I know that that's something that you really, really, I don't know. I'm so all over the place, but I'm always giving. And I think that that's put me in, I wouldn't change it about myself. I don't feel like it's a bad thing, because the selection of people that I've been like that with, it hasn't been always appreciated or always reciprocated. That's who I am, and I wouldn't change a single bit about it.
And you should.
But yeah, and I think that's one thing that I want people to know. Like, don't let other people change you and your good traits because you feel like they weren't appreciated or acknowledged or whatever. Just fuck them and find you somebody that will.
Facts.
Don't deplete yourself and, make yourself less than who you are because you feel like it's not worth it. It's always worth it. It may not be worth it in the beginning. It may not be worth it now, but eventually it will be. And you're going to be happy like, damn, man, like now I'm able to give to somebody and they're giving me back just as much, if not more, because they've been looking for somebody just like you were. Y'all just ain't crossed paths yet. So, I don't know. My situation's so complicated right now, bro. I can't even go into it.
Honestly, you're not really that complicated. You just have to either accept your current situation or just leave it alone. That's really all your situation is. Familiarity.
I can't leave it alone. That's the complicated part.
Because I'm saying familiarity is your downfall. Like, one, it's not safe to start anything new out here in this day and age anyway. Like, literally, first dates.
Right, because niggas is definitely bone and training.
Clinic. Right.
You don't want them. You don't want that smoke.
Right. First dates need to start in clinics now.
I'm not. It's not the familiarity, though. Like, that's just, oh, well, okay, I've been there, done that, so, okay, it's cool. It's not that. It's me being in a situation where, for years, I've said this, though, that was the best person that I had except for one thing. And then for all of these years later to find out, like, damn, that once, like, it was fucked up, but it wasn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? And that changed the whole dynamic of the situation and how our interaction is now. Like, dang, man, like, I went all of this time thinking that, this was done intentionally, or, that it was some vengeful, spiteful type shit, when that wasn't the situation at all. So now it's like, dang, like that one thing that I held against this motherfucker all of this time, like the reasoning that I did it, it wasn't even a valid reason. Like, after getting everything out and putting everything on the table.
So I have a question for you then. Now,
I still have a reason to
now,
just not as angry.
Now that the table has now that everything has been cleared, the table's on it, you know the situation, you know how it is. Do you feel that if you knew this information back then, like if he presented this to you within, let's say, 48 hours after you found out, would that have changed the situation? Or would you have just thought that he was just lying to get himself out the situation?
And like hindsight is 20/20 kind of thing, and my mindset now is completely different and way. I'm pretty sure we all can agree that
Yes.
as goofy and childish as I am, my mindset has I've matured immensely over the years.
I'm glad you have.
And my handling,
I would have shot you by now.
and my handling the situations and everything else. But I think that at the time we both, agree that if the correct approach was taken and the right conversation was had, that things could be completely different now. You know what I mean? That's pretty much as far as I can go into it right now. But I will say that I believe that if things were handled correctly from the beginning, that things would be completely different. That's probably who I would be with, because I would have had a chance to kind of tackle things head on and not be blindsided by it.
Okay.
Because deep down, I felt like at that point, this is my fucking soulmate. Like this is the male me. We've always said that about each other. Like we were the opposite sex version of each other, because our vibe was just undeniable and crazy, and I can't explain it. And I feel like that's why it is the way it is now, when neither one of us were expecting it to happen. Because what's meant is meant. If it's meant, then it's gonna happen regardless. However, because we both been fighting it, and it ain't seeming we losing big.
That's because y'all suck as human beings.
I just want to state for the record that these hands are still available.
They must be received,
just in case anybody needs them.
Bruh,
preferably,
we said,
third party.
Like we said,
they're still on deck and available for the free 95.
Like I said, in order for that situation to be finalized, he has to catch them hands willingly one time. Not because of how the situation
I'm not
occurred.
really sure a sane person will let me punch them in the
He
jaw.
has to. He has to, solely off the strength of not what happened. Because after them two spoke, the story is different. We got a new vantage point. It's not that. It's what we as FME had to deal with over the course of the last damn near decade because of the situation. The aftermath alone, he deserves them hands willingly. Especially from you one.
Well, you basically just told everybody what my situation was. Thanks.
I didn't say nothing. For all we know, he could have cheated.
It's obvious.
Everybody, Mimi, you have to remember, everybody who listens to us are not from Milwaukee. We actually have more listeners overseas than we do here.
Look, all I'm saying is I got a 2-piece extra spicy with Sam name on it. If it ever has it spicy.
Why is it gotta be spicy?
With dry ass biscuit.
Two pieces of biscuit?
Niggas. Dry ass Popeyes biscuit on top of that, fam. Like no butter, no nothing. It's just dead dry. It's flaky too.
That's what, bro. That's gonna be one of our challenges for the summer. We gonna walk down the street and
record. I'm not eating a biscuit without nothing to drink. Fam.
Give a nigga $5 for every time he can finish a biscuit without drinking anything. Gotta eat the whole biscuit. No butter, no honey, no drink. A whole biscuit. $5.
I won't be responsible for anybody dying this summer. So I'm
just saying. I mean, the drinks and stuff will be there, but if they can finish it, they get $5.
Tone Deaf Radio Biscuit Challenge. Oh, okay.
Biscuit Challenge. I'm just saying, if it can be done, I don't think it can. I think that's the only biscuit can't nobody eat without drinking something.
A Popeyes biscuit? No,
a Popeye biscuit.
A Popeyes biscuit.
No. Why is it so dry, though?
I'm all for it.
Why? There was no justifiable reason for that biscuit to be that damn dry. Jesus did not die on the cross for dry-ass biscuits.
Well, apparently he did, bro. 2-piece. And then they got the nerve to never have honey. Like, you can't sell these dry-ass biscuits and never have no dipping sauce, bro. Like, y'all niggas is out y'all rabbit-ass mind. If y'all think niggas is really gonna order a whole box of biscuits, but y'all ain't got no honey.
Terrible. All right, so before we get out of here, Mimi, we have one more question that actually came across to you. Specifically for you. I don't know why they send letters in when we tell people Mimi's coming back next week. All right.
Damn.
They do. Like, as soon as Mimi... So it's like, okay, Mimi will be in the building next week, and all of a sudden I get like 2 or 3 emails. Like, hey, I got a question for Mimi. I'm like, damn, this bitch is not Barbara Walters? Hold on.
She might be, bro. I told you.
Hey, I may not be Barbara Walters, but I'm fucked up in the head, and I don't mind admitting that shit. So they just want to talk to him up like, hey, man, Mimi ain't gonna lie to us, because she, she done been through some shit, and she tell us what she been through. We know that she ain't gonna lie to us, because her life fucked up. So that's why they talk.
Most crazy people are very honest.
You know what's funny?
Most she not lying.
You know what's funny though? This is how the letters start.
What?
I just want an honest opinion. That's how it starts. Like, I just want an honest opinion. What the hell? All right.
Hey, Fresh and Tone got honest opinions too.
They don't trust us because we say off the wall stuff. Like, we have good intentions behind our words. Our delivery is horrible. That's our problem. And I will openly admit
y'all.
We have horrible deliveries. We have great intentions, probably have fantastic advice. It's just the words and how we word it just don't work. It don't. I'm sorry. All right, so I just want an honest opinion. I'm an older woman who has used online dating sites and such to try to meet men. I haven't been very successful in the relationship category for a while. I have come to notice that after chatting online, then texting, then setting up a meet and greet, and then getting a lot of sexual innuendos sent via text message on the actual day to meet. I have one tonight with the guy who just texted me, "You got a big booty." I have various photos on my profile so that I'm not constantly being asked for body shots and such. I know photoshopping is real out here for you guys. So I wanted to go and bitch on him via text and ask him, does he have a big dick? But then I think, is it me who's being too uptight? So basically, she's saying, she go ahead and come at him reckless, just like the way coming at her reckless, and they ain't even met face to face yet.
I mean, if that's not what you're looking for, why even entertain it? Like, if you see that this nigga is right off the bat, like, damn, man, your ass fat, blah, 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 you ain't even met him yet, it's clear the type of agenda, his agenda clear. You know what I mean? He's looking for somebody to fuck off that site. And if that's not what you're looking for, Why are you even entertaining a nigga that's coming at you with that type of conversation? X him and swipe left or swipe right or whatever the fuck this site do and find you somebody that's on what you want. You're not obligated to entertain a motherfucker just because they respond to your ad. That's why they give you a choice. And that's why you have preferences that you list on there. So if that's not the type of company that you want, don't talk to him. Now, if you feel like you want to know if his dick big, because there may be a possibility, maybe you saw his profile picture and he was cute, and like, damn, I wouldn't mind fucking him. Then yeah, by all means, ask if his dick big. So and proceed, move forward however you want to. But if that's not what you want, and you feel disrespected by it, you never met him before. It's nothing to cut off a motherfucker you never met before.
So basically, Mimi is saying, go for it. Be a savage.
I don't think that's what she's saying.
Be a savage.
Get out of that.
Go be a savage if you want to.
Like, I'm not.
No.
Sure what she's saying.
What I'm saying is, if you were going to ask him that solely because you feel like, well, I'm going to go at him reckless because he came at me reckless, he's not going to see that as reckless. He's going to see that as you interested in his dick and you want to fuck him just as much as he wants to fuck you. That's how he's going to take that. He's not going to take it as disrespect like you do. So if you feel disrespected by that question, don't entertain that nigga because it's already clear what he's on. Find you somebody that's on what you're on off that site.
Or just don't do the sites
if you are interested, and if you are, I'm not even gonna say that. Plenty of people find love off them sites. You do whatever you need to do. I'm never telling nobody not to do that. What I'm saying is, you have a choice on the interactions that you have, and if you feel like people are approaching you in a way that you deem disrespectful, you don't have to interact with them. You're not face to face with them. Y'all not sitting in a fucking coffee shop. You ain't even met him yet. So it's nothing to cut that nigga off, block him, do whatever. You don't have to talk to him if you feel like he's being disrespectful to you. Because you feeling like you go ask him the same question kind of as a retaliation, like, oh, well, he came at me like that, so I'm just going to ask him that. He not going to take it that way. He go, oh, shit, this bitch down the fuck. And he go pursue even harder. So it's going to defeat the purpose and just go piss you off in the end because he not going to see no disrespect in it. So if you want to see what that dick do, then ask him. If you're asking him that question solely because you feel like, well, he came at me like that, so I'm going to just do it back, it's not going to work out how you want to, baby. Trust me. So either ask him how it is and, sample it if that's what you want to do. Or if you feel so disrespected that he even approached you like that, cut the nigga off and just stop talking to him because you don't have to fucking talk to him. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Those are words of wisdom from Mimi. If you ain't about that life, don't be. Now, I think because she's an older woman and language of conversation back in the days is completely different than the savagery of today, she never looked at it.
Which is why I'm explaining to her that it's not going to work how she thinks it is with her asking that question. If you ask that question, it's opening Pandora's box. He not going to look at it as disrespect. He gonna look at it as interest. He's gonna think that you want it because you're asking about it.
Oh, he gonna want some box opened. Just might not be the way she think. All right, Mimi, it has been a pleasure to have you return back to the Death Fresh Show.
Always a pleasure being back.
It pretty soon, people. I'll go ahead and re-announce it again, and Mimi will have her own spin-off.
I will.
So that way
Coach of the Awkward coming soon.
Oh, shoot. I hate that name, but I like it. It's terrible. It's so terrible it works. So you can all start eventually sending all your emails and inboxes and slut cards directly to her. You ain't gotta send them to me. I don't want to see that. Nobody want to see that. Juan, any last words before we go ahead and get out of here for the night? Where the hell did this Negro go? That's why we can't be successful.
I was on mute. I was on mute. I thought I was talking the whole time, and I wasn't talking to nobody.
Terrible.
Yeah.
He said recovered for 420.
Oh yes. Shout out to you know what, Doug? When will non-smokers just leave smokers alone? Now that it's legal in a bunch of states, they still feel the urge to mess with them.
They never will leave that community alone. Like, I don't know why. Like, bro, if you here's my final words for the Death Fresh Show on this beautiful episode. Like Mimi just said with the old lady and the dick pic, just if it's not for you, don't concern yourself with it. I think that's a lot of people's problems in life. Like, they concern themselves with things that aren't for them. If you are not gay, why are you worried about the gay community?
Because it's all over the TV. You. No, you can't use them because they're flooding television.
Listen. If you do not consume alcohol, then don't worry about what's in this cup because it ain't for you. If you do not indulge in the greenery that makes the scenery, then don't worry about what they're smoking because it's not for you. Like, if you don't like chocolate, don't bag on niggas who like chocolate. It's not for you. If you do white girls, don't worry about the black girls. This is not for you. This is why it's just so many random debates. I'm cocaine or actual white girls. So I just feel like it's a lot of pointless debates via the internet because everybody's got an opinion on something that they're not into. Like, how you gonna condemn me because I like a little sugar in my grits, fam? That's how I was raised. I wouldn't eat the grits if they wasn't sweet. Like, I'm not gonna eat salt and pepper in my grits. It's not good. It's not sweet. It's not appealing to me.
I feel you. No, but it's just like the memes about, you know, your credit, you worried about 420, but your credit score is 420, or the, you know, April 21st, National Drug Testing Day. Like, not all jobs even care about that.
And you know what they're really gonna hate, because a lot of jobs is finna not ban, but they finna get rid of that portion of the drug test.
They're taking
like
the
they
THC.
finna make they're finna take weed off the drug test because it's so legal almost everywhere. It's like you go on vacation and you smoke because it's legal there. You come back take the pill test, and we gonna hold it against you. You use it on vacation.
Facts. So you can't.
But it's just like people, and then it's like the people who post these memes is like, oh, so your credit score ain't 420. Nigga, do you have credit? Like, you can't talk about somebody else having credit. You don't have none yourself. Or, they doing drug tests on April 21st. The fam, do you have a job? Last time I checked, you post on Facebook all day. And I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is cutting no checks for people who just make random posts that don't even get no likes.
Not while he up for indictment right now. He got his own problems.
Oh, my God. You're right. Like, duh. that situation is terrible.
That's
why
Mark
Zuckerberg, man. I enjoy Facebook.
That's why Tom, my boy, Tom was there for everybody. You may only had 8 friends, but Tom was.
Hey, Tom was in my top 8, bro. Keep the game.
Tom was everybody's friend, no matter what. You know, that's what he said. Why he did that, right? He never wanted anybody to never say they didn't have a friend, so he made himself a friend for everybody. And Tom never switched it up on you because he kept the same photo all of MySpace.
That one with the white T-shirt where he's kind of holding the thumbs up looking back?
Yes.
Yeah, Tom is a terrible human being.
House, man. He probably saved a lot of friendships because he was somebody's only friend. Just saying.
Probably for the line of suicide too, because people take social media way too serious.
Too serious. It's their therapy, bro.
I just want people. You said what?
For some people, it's their therapy. Some people purposely go.
Okay, that's cool. If you use it to vent, then vent. and then leave it alone. Like I feel like people say stuff knowing that they're gonna get like a shitload of negative comments just so they can argue with other people who like to argue via the internet.
Of course.
It's weird.
It wouldn't be right if they didn't. Like, think about it, bro. Social media is the place where people don't even have to be themselves. They can be whoever they think they are or whoever they want to be. So, of course, people are going to troll and send out memes and make stats knowing that that's not about their life. We know people who be cuddled up with their boyfriend and be complaining about relationships and always talking about no shit people and be right up under a no shit person.
Well, I feel like everybody needs a relative like Mimi in their life.
They do. But Mimi won't let us. Mimi won't let us pimp her out for sales.
Right. Hey, man, you want some realness in your life? I'll tell you, my cousin.
Right.
Real shit.
Put me.
Tell you how it is.
It's $120 an hour. $120 an hour. Me will keep it real for you for an hour.
You keep it real with you for an hour. Real is real. So we be getting it free for like 10 years. It's $120 an hour. Keep it real.
She gets 60.
She get real spicy.
She gets 60. Me and you get 30 apiece. We all win.
We all win. Real spicy. Talk spicy to you.
Got the worst, bro.
How?
You said we the worst. How?
Your knowledge needs to be shared with the world, and you know it.
But what does my knowledge have to do with benefiting y'all pockets?
We got bills to pay.
You tried to kill me as a child, so I think I should get like a small portion of the proceeds. Just a little kickback, bro. You tried to take my whole life. Like, bro.
You have openly admitted to trying to kill Juan on several occasions as a kid. If it wasn't for the birth of Marie, who knows where you really would be.
Right. It makes you think back like, damn, man, that time she pushed me in the street, I thought it was an accident. She was really trying to off me.
Right, bro. You got to look at your life again like, damn. So that time when she accidentally gave me the wrong cereal, it wasn't an accident.
Yeah, it wasn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just think Mimi didn't want your waves to be wavy, dog.
What?
And then on top of that, like, I don't think Mimi understands that she spoils us with her realness.
You know,
I feel like I can't accept nothing less. I can't accept nothing less when I'm having conversations with people, being in situations with
people annoy the hell out of me now.
Can't say you can't say people just gonna lie to you. Like, no, because I know for a fact there's a few people that will tell me the God honest truth, and you're not telling me the truth right now, and you're lying for what reason?
Like,
people lie to people. People always try to act like they are able to keep it so real and they don't fear nothing or nobody. Like, every lie is told because people always ask, well, why do people lie? Why do people lie? No matter what, the reason for any lie whatsoever is fear. You are either fearing the consequences, you are fearing not getting the result that you want, whether it's, okay, well, you want people to accept you. You feel like people won't accept you. You are afraid that people won't accept you if they knew the truth about you. So what are you going to do? Lie. You're afraid that you're not going to get that job if you tell them the truth. So what do? Lie. You're afraid that your spouse is going to leave you if they know the truth. So what do? Lie. Every lie is told based off of a fear, period.
But if you tell the truth,
you don't want to go to jail, what you going to do?
They call you a jerk. If you tell the truth, they call you a jerk. You're an asshole. You're inconsiderate. You don't care.
Which means what? You fear that consequence. Every lie is based off of a fear, because if you didn't give a fuck about being called a jerk or an asshole or inconsiderate, any of that shit, you wouldn't give a fuck and you would tell a motherfucker the truth, right?
Most definitely facts. There's no denying
every lie.
There's nothing but facts.
Every lie stems from a fear. Every fear is not the same, but it is based off of a fear nonetheless.
Fear of being on the street corner. Fear of having a mirror.
On the
Fear of
street
having
corner.
Hey man,
What?
sometimes things you tell the truth, you get kicked out.
So all of those. So as much as we may say, man, that motherfucker lied, just a lie. That motherfucker lied for no reason. No, there's always a reason. That person is lying out of a fear. They are lying out of a fear of not seeming as interesting or not being accepted or not being admired. They have a fear of not being seen in the light that they want to be seen in. So they lie. Even the people who lie, quote unquote, for no reason.
You ever thought about being a preacher? I can see you Sunday in a pulpit at the Church of Beyonce, just dropping knowledge on people.
Nah, man, because I ain't passing out no wine. I'm passing out crown, and I'm pretty sure that,
I don't think Jesus would be against crown.
Would not approve.
I don't think Jesus would be against crown royal.
That's why your church would be. That's why your church would be lit, fam. Niggas is getting crown royal instead of wine. And we would give out.
I can't be no preachers, bro. Because I'm telling you, y'all passing money in the collection plate, it's going to Pato. I'm gonna just be honest.
You know what?
Why? Because I don't fear the consequences. Telling you motherfuckers that every Sunday when y'all pass around that collection plate, I'm going to gamble with it.
But you know what though?
If you hit,
I can respect that. I can respect you going to take the people's money and gambling as opposed to me and Tone lying about the building fund and we ain't putting out a doorknob or a window on the building.
You got a point there.
Because if you get me the money, like me and Tone gonna split it. I may go buy some shoes. Tone may go buy some radio show equipment.
Those preachers and shit, they do have a building fund. They just don't say which building. They have you contributing to the building fund, but you see what their houses be looking like. They just didn't tell you which building. They meant their house building fund, not that goddamn church.
I'm just saying that they broke ground on a piece of land about 3 years ago, and it still ain't nothing on that piece of land.
Right, it's still a dirt molehill, that type of stuff.
The next thing you know, that piece of land being sold to somebody else, and we still trying to figure out where our church at. But you don't hear me though. But this has been another edition of the Death Fresh Show. Once again, people, we'd like to thank you for tuning in and riding this ride with us for the past 6 years. I know it was a rough, bumpy road, but shit, we needed passengers. Hopefully Mimi will be back next week. Nope, you know what? I'm not going to tell that lie. We will be watching the Avengers. We will not be here Thursday. We will not attempt.
I was about to say, I don't know who you will be with, but it won't be me.
We will not be here Thursday.
But if Tone isn't busy Friday, we should definitely come in Friday because I'm off that day.
Hey, we can do it Friday. Friday's free. Mimi, you join us Friday for the Avengers recap show? Horrible person.
Nope, because I'm going to be seeing Avengers again on Friday. See, I'm going with y'all because I don't like my kids to ruin shit by Jelly Bean saying, Mom, I got to pee, so I got to take them on Friday. So I'm going again Friday.
That's how I feel about this Avenger 2 movie. Like, the girls have been watching
shit,
Avengers 1.
I saw Black Panther 4 times.
And you had to. It's for the
culture.
Hey,
man, what time y'all going? I low-key might need to see it again because I know it's going to be dope.
I ain't bought the tickets yet, so let me know when you're free, and I'll let you. We can work around that. But I got to take him on Friday.
He got tax money, so he's free whenever you want to be free. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to.
You know what? Like, I be looking around like niggas like, man, all the tax money gone. I'm like, damn, bro, what is all this bitch?
Because they stupid. Like, they is
like
dumb.
Now if you was like I blew all my tax money paying bills, I'm like, well,
I wouldn't.
Bills only really knock on your door once a month. So depending on how much bill really is or the accumulation of bills you have, they're only knocking on your door once a month. And then it's like 4 weeks in a month. So in between there, you should probably get paid maybe twice a month plus your tax money. Like, where all y'all money go? Well, some people out here buying lean and drugs and Xannies and high-priced trainers. You can't spend all your money on high-priced trainers.
First of all, Why are you associating with people?
Why people buy high price trannies?
No. Why are you associating with people who buy lean and high price trannies? That's a recipe.
I got a cousin who looked like he live in the sucking place because he like lean. Well, you can't even say that you know people anymore. You're like, oh, I know he wouldn't buy no tranny. He's like, yeah, I don't really hang out with him like that no more. So I don't really know what he does in his free time. I don't think he's fucking dudes, but hey, anything's in the realm of possibility nowadays.
I hope
not. I would hope not too, sir.
You know what? I can't even say that because one of my best friends growing up from when I was younger, I found out he liked man parts, so
right, you out here getting spicy, dog.
I'm confused. I mean, I'm just confused.
Oh God!
I didn't know how to react because like I ain't seen you in like 15 years, and you like man parts, and I have to reevaluate our childhood. Like, when did you find out about this? Were you like this as a kid? Do I have to question things that we did growing up? Like, just live your best life.
Should, bro.
Just live your best life.
With you. You probably should reevaluate. Pool days. Change shirts in front of niggas, man. I don't know if y'all went to the community pool.
I don't think. Yeah, we did. We did. This is when Lincoln Park pool used to actually crack. So just life.
Right. See,
life is not right.
Fan was probably out there having fantasies about Tone in his boat shorts.
Ugh. First of all, I didn't have a boat shorts. I didn't have a boat shorts. Where's those? First of all, terrible human being. This whole show just went left. Just saying. Terrible.
Hey, bro, you the one that you had a gay friend and reacquainted your life.
Just saying. You've been friends with a gay dude and y'all went to local wrestling together. So that just changed the whole view of what wrestling was to him.
Well, he not fantasizing about wine and some boat shorts, bro. But you just told me you weren't swimming with a nigga.
Maybe he fantasizing about you in a singlet. Just saying. Change your narrative.
I might look good in a singlet. I don't really know.
No. I'm not having this conversation with you.
I like women, and I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Gay people do not want me. I'm probably sure I'm like at the bottom of the gay nigga totem pole. Like, I don't think a gay nigga would be interested in me.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it, bruh. You're a nice guy. Gay people like nice guys.
90 seconds.
I'm a very nice guy, but I don't think I have the body for a gay guy.
It's not always about the body, bruh.
Like,
they care about emotions. They want you to love them for them. Ever since
I can't love you for you, bro. I can't do it.
Ever since Modern Family, fat gay guys are winning.
and they look so happy on TV. Like, I wonder they're really gay in real life. But
you ain't gotta
60 seconds.
You ain't gotta be Will and Grace no more.
Hey, ain't they making a comeback?
Yes, they brought them back. They bring them back to boost the gay agenda.
I'm saying, bro, niggas out here living like Jamal.
Jamal is living his best life though, bro. Jamal get more. Else on TV.
And that's not even getting all kind of tail.
Jamal getting more ass than anybody else on TV.
You be getting plenty tail, like, bro, tail, man, what you doing?
10 seconds.
Oh yeah, and also before we get out of here, I like to say shout out to the New Orleans Pelicans for making it to the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Of the Portland Trail Blazers. They out of here. My nigga Anthony Davis just solidified that he's a top 5 player in the NBA.
He's been a top 5 player in the NBA. That's nothing new. He's been top 5.
People weren't giving him his credit, bro. Like, I'm in these sports groups, and I asked, I'm like, bro, is Anthony Davis a top 5 player? They said he got to win a playoff series. Well, damn, he just won a playoff series. He's going to the second round. Shout out to the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's because niggas want to base their stats on stupid stuff.
Oh, man.
Like, niggas, I don't know. The Bucks, I'm glad they finally won a game in this playoff series because they was messing up.
It was looking real bleak.
They was
looking
messing
real
up.
sad. Like, how y'all getting beat by a team that's down 2 superstars?
But in their defense, game 1 though was a tough one. Like, they was fighting, but they got whooped in game 2. But they came back and whipped them even worse. So we just need to win this next game tomorrow at noon. The good thing is we can catch the game before we do the man cave and the breakdown tomorrow. And we'll see where we go on Tuesday. Because that's going to be an interesting one. All right, with that being said, people.
I like to
go ahead.
Shout out to everybody that came through, listen to the Death Fresh show. Happy birthday, Death Fresh, 6 years strong and still going. And your bitches are still holding.
So, terrible human being.
Appreciate everybody showing me some love. Hey, look, man. This thing is either going to get
socially
awkward. This thing is either we either going to get paid or we going to get some hoes from that. So either or, I'm taking both.
I think Mimi going to get all the hoes.
Cut your check.
You know what? You know what?
Cut your check or run your check.
Yes.
You know what?
Cut your check or run your bitch.
Yes.
Can we get that on shirt?
You can go ahead and start fielding questions for Socially Awkward.
I ain't got to start. They come on their own. Niggas wake up one morning, 5 emails for Mimi.
I'm saying you can open the floor for those questions now.
All right. You heard it here first, people.
So when does Socially Awkward debut? I would like to know.
Technically, we can do it whenever, but if we all be live,
we're gonna debut Socially Awkward after we get all the stuff, and then we can sit and visually do it. And then
that's what I was just getting ready to say.
Awkward will be the visual debut of Tone Deaf Radio.
No, I don't think they can handle my facial expressions and all of that shit. Y'all know I'm a real.
I think we
I'm a real animated individual.
We need the facial expressions though. We need that eyebrow crunched in, deep sigh answer like, "How dare you send me this question, you stupid person?" And then you turn around and answer it. Well. Ladies, if you're going
you know that meme, who is that Big Sean looking down at his phone and then he look up again?
Yes, that is definitely
me. Big
Sean? Yeah. You know what? It's gonna be so many memes made from Mimi on the debut episode. We might have to go back to Twitter. We might have to live tweet this show.
Man. I don't know, but
I'm just gonna have Juan sitting there reading questions to you, and you answering them on YouTube. So,
might need to do a Paul Mooney style.
Why? Wayne Brady to black people.
That nigga said Wayne Brady. He said make somebody look like Brian Gumble.
Yes, make Brian Gumble look like Doug. Why did he do that to Wayne Brady?
But he said Wayne Brady made Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X.
But the real talk, though, this is how you know.
That's terrible. Unleashed.
But this is how you know you got a real comedian, because Wayne Brady just came back and did a skit. He didn't get mad. He didn't go, getting his feelings, bro. Just like, hey, bro, I want to do a skit. We gotta do a skit. Me being gangster. That's real.
Wayne Brady have to choke a bit?
Loaded him up.
he shot up. It's like black comics are supposed to stick together. I'm Wayne Brady, bitch, and pulled off. Like I didn't know you.
That nigga said, I didn't know you
like
like
to
PCP,
get wet.
I didn't know you like to get wet. You like, what? He said, what? He said, yeah, angel dust, PCP, Sherman Helmsley.
Like, dog, he said all the code names. Like, why does Wayne Brady know this? It's like, eat the sandwich, Dave. Dave.
That nigga said, my mother loves you. He said, too much not gonna know about it, bitch.
I don't know. We need another comedian to do what Dave Chappelle did. Like, we do.
But I don't think nobody can do it. Like, I really don't think anybody could. Like, it ain't even so much as duplicating what the Chappelle Show did. I just don't think nobody is funny enough to perform a sketch. I feel like them kind of shows come like once every great while. Like, we got it Live in Color, and then they try. But I ain't saying Mad TV and SNL ain't funny. But
SNL is not funny though, bro. They not. Like,
it has its moment.
SNL's problem is it's live. So you don't really get to test it against an audience to see if sketch is really funny because you're doing it at that moment. So you'll have some moments where the sketch is funny, but it's one small moment in a whole hour and a half long show. And that's the problem with SNL. Like, don't get me wrong, what's his name as in the Black Panther sketch on Black Jeopardy was funny as heck. But nothing else about Saturday Night Live after I watched the whole thing was even really worth watching.
It was fun.
Right. It didn't make sense. It felt like you're forcing it to be what it is because he's played all these famous black people. So you're going to try to spoof each one. And then on top of that, just the week before, you did a sketch about the ghetto uncle in, what was the mystical area in Black Panther called? When after he ate the herb?
Okay. I don't remember.
Well, we'll just call
I know what you're talking about.
We'll just call it the mystical land. They had just did a sketch the week before where the ghetto uncle was in there with the rest of them. And while everybody else was turning into panthers and lions, he was turning into a warthog, and this nigga's barbecuing in the black land. That sketch would have been a whole lot funnier if Chadwick was there, because it would have played into the role. But I'm sorry, the potato salad part was hilarious. That sketch would not have been. It couldn't have been funny with anybody else. So let me guess. This Catherine, she is white, is she not? It was when he said that. That's how I knew the rest of that was going to be hilarious. Because dude was like, and she puts unnecessary stuff in her potato salads like raisins. I was like, they do. They really do.
Hey, bro, who was putting raisins in a potato salad like that?
White women. White women.
White women ain't living their best life. They putting raisins in a potato salad like that.
They put random stuff in stuff that don't need to be there, period. Like, have you ever seen white people's macaroni and cheese?
Nope.
Like,
I feel like it.
No, the chick at my old job, fam, she put onions in her mac and cheese.
Right. They treat it like a casserole. They treat everything with pasta like a casserole. So they mac and cheese.
Bro, you just need mac and the cheese
and bacon. You can put bacon.
You don't need nothing extra.
Bacon bits are acceptable.
I will allow bacon. I will allow bacon in my mac and cheese.
Cause we had a mac and cheese bar at work, and when I'm sitting there looking,
okay, don't get me wrong. You can have like loaded mac and cheese bowls or the shit.
Yeah.
Like especially if we go do a black business plug here for in the nick of time. Like his mac and cheese bowls is amazing. Like you get them with steak and all that other kind of shit. It's not always that, but some shit you just gotta leave it alone, bro. Like. Now some rest like Outback, like they put like the breadcrumbs on their mac and cheese. I'll accept that.
I'll accept breadcrumbs. So we consecutively as black delegate. So black delegate has agreed. Bacon bits and breadcrumbs are acceptable toppings on macaroni and cheese from the white community. Nothing else.
And that's probably because, most motherfuckers here anyway, NPS, motherfuckers was fucking with, they used to give us that mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on the back in school.
Yeah, it was like they were back in schools. So we became numb to it. It's just how life is. All right, so real talk.
Life is breadcrumbs on mac and cheese. That's life.
It's the breadcrumbs to get back to society. That's how you get out that sunken place.
You get black folks breadcrumbs on top of mac and cheese.
Why?
Makes sense.
Never mind. That's her business. I'm like, why is Blondie just a big ass picture on my Facebook about her being at Jay's Lounge?
Because she bartends for tips there.
Oh, okay.
Or some kind of hostess.
Well, get your shit off there.
Out here, go ahead, head to Tato with my Purple Rain shirt and purple Timbs.
You got purple Timbs?
Mark got them for me. What, Christmas before last?
I thought they were pink.
No, it wasn't even Christmas. That was the first thing he got me before he even asked me to be his. Well, he didn't even ask me to be his girlfriend. He bought me these like 4 days.
You know what? He never asked you. He just told you you his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He didn't tell you. He told other people. This is my girl. I'm like, oh, that's what we doing? Oh, okay, fuck it. That's exactly how the relationship started.
I didn't know you could do that.
You know what? Try it. See what happens.
Yeah,
maybe
that's how every relationship of mine started. Nobody ever asked me to be their girl. They just started introducing me as their girlfriend, and people. I'm like, oh, so yes, all right. That escalated quickly, but whatever.
One of these days, we're going to go to Mimi, and she's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go with my boyfriend. Like, boyfriend? What you going to do? It's like, what boyfriend? I don't know. It just happened. And then that's how we roll. I did not ask for this.
Pretty much how it goes.
It just happened. It's like terrible. It is what it is.
Everybody in the 313.
I mean, try it, Juan. Just try it. There's a girl you've been talking to for a while.
Nope.
And just, just like, hey.
Because I do it as a joke. I thought you get stuck with something you ain't really ready for.
Well, you do it with somebody who you joking, but if shit really happens, fuck it. You okay with it. Can't just do it anybody. So you can't just like be out somewhere with Lexi and introduce her as your girlfriend. No, you can't do that. It has to be a chick who, if it does happen to happen, you okay with just rolling with it.
She got a whole family. I ain't introducing that motherfucker to nobody.
I'm just using her as an example because we know you wouldn't do it.
Oh, bad example, bro. She got a whole family.
Perfect example because we know it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna make that mistake in life. Jesus loves you.
I almost did.
It's okay, bro. We all make mistakes in life. But anyway, let's go ahead and close out tonight's show the best way we know how.
For real, this
yeah,